Well, good morning. It's early morning in Mumbai right now, and we are doing a Skype interview with Farhan Dhalla. He's the trainer of Deepika Padukone for XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, her Hollywood debut. And Farhan is joining us from Canada right now, and it is a late night over there. So we're just mixing and matching our timings. This is early morning for us, and this is late night for him. I think that's the best time that we could have possibly managed. Farhan, pleasure having you on Bollywood Hungama first of all.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so Farhan, we saw you at Madrid as well. You were training Deepika for her IFA appearance as well, and she was performing over there as well. But the big news right now is that what you've done with her for XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, is something that almost everyone is talking about, not only in India but in the world, because she's taken the fitness level to almost another level altogether. So first of all, how did you manage to just become the trainer of Deepika? Because I think this is your first assignment with any Bollywood actress, and you're not even aware of much about many of the actresses per se.
Yes, definitely my first Bollywood actress that I've trained. So Deepika had been training with Yasmin Karachiwala, who's a very well-known trainer to many Mumbai celebrities, and she also happens to be really good friends with my cousin Zina Dalla, and she's a Pilates instructor in the United States in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. The two of them are really good friends, and they co-authored a book on Pilates together. And when it came time for Deepika to look for a trainer in North America, she asked them if she knew of anyone, and Zina had referred my name, and that's how it all sort of fell into place.
Okay. So when was it that you started training Deepika? Do you remember the roughly a month?
But it was about 2 months that we trained, just shy of 2 months.
Okay, so how was Deepika before and once you were done with? Because we've seen a few of the videos that Deepika has been training, and I believe there was quite a bit of functional training that you incorporated in her regimen.
Yeah, so keep in mind, Deepika came to me, and her background is a dancer, and I didn't want to lose that side of her, her physique. And so now she's coming from this background, and she now has to perform sequences and actions and minor stunts. And so I had to basically look at what movements were involved for her to perform various scenes. And so Deepika would typically try to explain to me what scenes were coming up, what was her movements like, and what she had to do. And then I would design the program to help optimize the performance for her scenes. So much of the program was very functional based, but it was really about building her endurance, her agility, as well as her functional stability to be able to move in like sequences or perform whatever it was that was required for the various scenes.
Great. Now it's an action film.
Right.
It's starring Vin Diesel, so obviously the action is something that is one of the definite highlights of the movie. So how conscious were you of this fact that you're doing like a proper Hollywood film with some of the biggest names, and she has to really match up to those fitness levels, because the supposed expectations from a Hollywood film will be definitely the best in the world.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we both were a little bit uncertain about the territory, but my job is, because I'm a physiotherapist, I understand movement.
Right.
And if I know what performance the person has to do, whatever it is, whatever sport they play, whether it's basketball, volleyball, I'm not a basketball player or volleyball player, but I know movement and I know how to break it down to be able to create performance. So if I know what's involved, it's just a matter of then developing the correct exercise program for them to be able to optimize their performance. So it really involves the physiotherapy functional background aspect of what it is that I do, blending it together with the functional aspect, and then putting the program together to help her with whatever it is that she needed to do.
Okay, and apart from the functional training, did you also do weight training with her?
Yes, and much of that does incorporate resistance training. So strength was an important part of the program, but every movement that we did incorporated the whole body. So, for example, we wouldn't take a weight and divide the body into individual parts, like let's work our bicep or let's work our legs, but it really integrated the entire body in every movement. And we may specify a particular part of the body with the weights, but it always incorporated a functional component in everything that we did.
Was there any sort of weight loss or weight gain that Deepika did while
That
this?
really wasn't the focus, and there may have been some secondary results that happened because of the program, but our primary focus was on her performance. So this is what she has to do. Let's bang out a program to help with her performance. The weight loss, the body, and the physique, those were all secondary benefits, though nobody complained with the results that we got. Clearly the transformation spoke for itself. But her performance was really the key part in all of this.
By any chance, do you feel that she became slightly more muscular than what she was before?
Yeah, we saw benefits in all aspects of improvement. Her endurance definitely improved, her agility, her core strength. Overall, there was a greater sense of well-being. She certainly felt more charged. She kept saying to me, "I feel like I have this bounce in my step now. I feel more energized and I feel more alert." So all those things, were a benefit from everything that we did.
All right. So for any sort of fitness training, it's very important that the sort of diet that you're having as well, because that's, I think, equally important, or maybe some people say that more important than anything else. What sort of diet was Deepika Padukone having?
So when we talked about it, I really felt like she was pretty solid in her diet. My main concern often is that the person's not eating enough, and that wasn't the case. And so I wouldn't say I needed to change or modify anything, but the one thing that I really encouraged her to do was to start each day with lemon water. And whether you work out or not, it's really important because it helps metabolize the body, it helps remove impurities, it helps with recovery, it gives you energy. So one thing I introduced that she now does on a regular basis is start off her morning with about half of a lemon squeezed in a glass of warm water, and then she continued to eat about 3 to 4 meals a day.
Okay, and so what were those meals comprised of? Did you emphasize
So every meal in
no?
general composed of a protein and a carbohydrate. I didn't want to restrict her in anything because I needed to make sure that she had enough energy for what it is that she needed to do. And she sufficiently consumed enough calories, not just for the workouts, but for the long days on set. So you can imagine like a typical day on set for some people can be 12 to 15 hours. You need a lot of energy to sustain, all of the work that you have to do. It's a pretty long day. And sometimes you're repeating scenes over and over and over again until the director really gets what he wants. So you can't be calorie deficient and you can't be fatigued. So it's really important that you're actually eating enough. So I encouraged her to make sure that she was eating on regular intervals.
So what are the food items that she was taking? Because why I'm asking it is that when you are in say India, for example, obviously you have different things available, and when you're in Canada and you're living there for some time, so obviously there will be different things available over there as well. And I'm sure the climate definitely plays a part as well in terms of how the training is and what sort of food that she should be having.
Right. So again, we're training for performance, right? We're not necessarily training for weight loss. We're not necessarily training because we're trying to transform her physique. So the diet isn't necessarily as restrictive. It's to make sure that we're still supplying enough energy. So again, as long as that she was getting like a protein with every meal and a healthy carbohydrate. So some of the carbohydrates could come from rice, or it could come from potatoes, or it could come from breads. And proteins, she would have chicken, she would have fish. There were no restrictions, even red meat. I just wanted to make sure that she was actually eating enough. So we didn't have to specify which foods that she was getting, but as long as she was getting enough nutrients to sustain her work schedule.
Farhan, would you like to show a few of the exercises that you did with Deepika to our audience? They'll be
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that I trained her for, the Return of Xander Cage was very different from the way that I trained her for IFA and the performance there. So keep in mind, I've got someone that's a dancer, and now I'm training them for performance and action sequence, and now I'm training them for dance again. So in each case, again, as a movement specialist, I had to really look and break down what was involved with the movement to create the right program for her. And literally, I was making up the exercises that were best suited for her. So I'll give you a sample of the two different types of our workouts.
Sure.
Yeah. So I've got my cousin here who's going to help us out. So, Kurt, can you make sure you can see it? Have a seat on the ball. Okay. So typically we would start off and make sure that she was learning how to engage her core and working with the neutral spine. So our warm-up exercises would typically include programs like this. Just getting her to hold and resist the movement, trying to make sure she's stable, as I'm applying tension and resistance. So there's 2 points of destabilization on the ball, and then the resistance that I'm applying, making her work and try to stabilize as I'm applying the resistance. And then we're going to induce a balance challenge. So I'm going to move you over to this side of the ball, so less of your hips are on the ball, and I'm going to do the same thing. Perfect. And this is how we warm up. So let's move over onto this side. Okay, and don't let me move you. Don't let me move you. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do is get you to switch, moving from side to side, and when I tell you, you're going to stop. Okay, so you're going to switch, you're going to switch, you're going to switch, stop right here, and I'm going to apply resistance. Don't let me move you, don't let me move you. Good. Switch, 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 stop right here. Don't let me move you, don't let me move you. Let's go a little bit faster, okay? Go switch, 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 stop, hold. Don't let me move you. Good. Switch. Go. Stop. Hold. Perfect. One more time. Switch. 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 Hold. Don't let me move. Okay. So now we're going to induce a greater balance challenge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss the ball to you. You're going to switch, switch, switch. When I tell you to hold, you're just going to catch the ball and throw it back to me. Okay. Yep. You ready? Go. Switch. Go. Switch. Switch. Hold. Catch. Good. Pass back. Good. Switch. 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 Hold. Toss. Catch. Good. One more time. Switch. 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 Hold. Toss. Catch. Good. Next time when you catch it, you're going to do a figure eight like this. Okay. You ready? Yep. Go. Switch. 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 Hold. Go. Figure eight. Excellent. Try it again. Switch. 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 Hold. Go. Figure eight. Perfect. So this time you're going to catch, bounce, and then do a figure eight. Ready? Go. Switch. 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 Hold. Go. Bounce. Figure eight. Don't forget the figure eight. Go. Try it again. Stop. Figure eight. There you go. Good. Switch. 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 Hold. Bounce. Figure eight. Excellent. One more time. Switch. 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 Hold. Go. Toss. Perfect. Okay, so you can see this type of movement is very dynamic. It involves training the core to respond to different reactions to stimuli. He doesn't necessarily know where I'm going to toss the ball, and he has to be able to react to that, be able to catch the ball, perform a movement, and execute it while still maintaining a stable core through fast and quick movement. So that's a sample of how we trained for X Xander Cage. Now, I'll show you an exercise that we did to help Deepika with IFA, which was very different. So, as I was watching Deepika's rehearsal performance, I had to basically look at what moves that she had to perform, how she had to execute it, and it was very different from, obviously, X. Now, some of these dance movements started off slow with fluid movements, and then it became fast and whatnot. But one thing that I noticed is that as she was lifting her legs and having to kick at a very fast pace,
right,
that the fabric that she was wearing was somewhat heavy, and so she had to be able to do that repeatedly while kicking her legs. So I had to come up with an exercise to help her do that, and this is what I came up with. So say, I'm going to wrap this around you, just like this. And so what I'm going to get you to do is to do a step and lunge, okay? Okay, ready, go, step, lunge. Good, switch sides, go, step, lunge. Perfect, switch sides, step, lunge. Good, one more time. Step lunge. Now you're going to step knee lift, right? Go. Step knee. Other side. Step knee. Good. Again. Step knee. Perfect. One more time. Now you're going to step double knee. Ready? Go. Step double knee. Fast. Switch sides. Go. Step double knee. Switch sides. Again. Go. Ready? Step double knee. Excellent. One more time. Step double knee. Perfect. Just rest. Excellent. Thank you. So in this case, it's about challenging the core to be able to perform movement to be able to lift the leg. And so this and a variety of other exercises I put together to help her with the dance performance.
Farhan, what is the importance of core training? Because we keep on hearing these things that for any athlete or any actor who wants to showcase a certain sort of physique on camera, they should have a strong core. And even you mentioned the core short while back. So could you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah. So the function of the core is to stabilize the spine while the limbs are performing movement, and you're only as strong as your core. So, for example, in every movement that you perform, the core has to be involved, and you have to be able to see and break down how the core is being utilized. So the way the core was being utilized, for example, in Return of Xander Cage was very different from the way Deepika was using her core in the dance sequence. So you have to be able to establish what's functionally important for that person, whether it's basketball, volleyball. Is there explosive movement involved? Is there movement that requires a lot of endurance? And so the core has to be able to stabilize while the body is performing all those functions. So everything starts with the core. And in every workout that we did with Deepika, it always involved with the core. We always taught her where the core was aligned, how to fire it, and then added movements so that you're layering the progression of the exercises to best help them with the performance. But everything must always start with the core.
Great. And now, Farhan, what was an average day like for Deepika Padukone as far as her training is concerned? How many days was she? How many hours was she training? And what were the timings? What was she doing it in the morning or evenings? Was she also putting in other things like she's a badminton player?
Yeah. So the challenging part now is because of her shooting schedule. Yeah, we were training at a variety of different times. So sometimes I was in the gym at 6 a.m., sometimes I was at the gym at 4 or 6 p.m. But in general, we trained about 3 times a week in Toronto for about an hour to an hour and a half. And then while we were in Madrid, we trained 5 days up until leading the performance for about an hour and a half. On the day of her performance in Madrid, we trained twice that day, just to prepare her for the event.
And was she playing any sport as well? Was she swimming as well? Was she doing all those things apart from
there was nothing else that I wanted to do besides the training because I didn't want her to fatigue. And she even said to me, should I do anything else? And I said, no, this is plenty. And the training program that we did was pretty concise. There was nothing else I would have prescribed for her.
Okay, and Deepika is extremely inquisitive, and whatever she does, she does it very seriously. What sort of questions did he have for you when you started off or while you were training her?
For the most part, she was very open to the process. But I will say this, the one thing that I really admired about her was her focus. And I've had the opportunity to work with, world record holders, Olympians, Canadian Olympians and world record holders, gold medalists. And Deepika has a focus that's very similar to that of an athlete. And that was the one thing that I admired about her. And if you heard her speak at IFA, she talked about the 3Ds, that her father always taught her as far as if you always want to do your best, make sure that you're determined, that you are disciplined, and that you are dedicated. And after I heard her speak and I reflected back on the way that she trained and worked out with me, she really lives her life by those philosophies, no matter what she's doing. And I can tell you, this is probably why she's so successful at what she does. She's very committed to what she does. She's extremely passionate and she's extremely focused.
Was your assignment with Deepika only for the Return of Xander Cage, or will you be training her for future as well? Is that something that you're discussing?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely open to that. If the opportunity came and she needed me, I would definitely say yes. She is probably one of the most, rewarding persons I've ever worked with. She's just an absolute gem. And she brings so much joy into everything that she does that if there was another opportunity, I would definitely say yes.
Okay, and Farhan, you've been to India? Have you been to India?
I have, but it was about 1997.
That's like a really long time back, almost like
it was a very long time ago.
90 years back. All right.
Are you inviting me?
Please, we would love to have you in India anytime.
Yeah, I would love to
come to Mumbai. You should come to Mumbai anytime.
I'm well overdue for a visit.
I think you should. Where are you from exactly? You born and brought up in Canada, or?
I was born in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. But pretty much raised in Canada.
Okay, so where are your parents from?
Dar es Salaam.
They are from Dar es Salaam as well?
Yeah, I'm from Dar es Salaam.
Great. Okay, Farhan, in fact, we have a bit of a rapid fire with you as well. It's like a fun segment. You say that you're not too cool.
I'll do my best.
Other Bollywood stars and everything, but let's see. I think you'll have a good time. And,
okay.
How much do you know about Bollywood apart from Deepika? You know other actors, actresses?
To be honest, I don't know very much. And when I attended IFA, I have to admit, I really started to learn more about the industry and the movies. I grew up on Bollywood, to be honest, when I was younger, and so I'm of the generation of the movies like Naseeb, Qurbani, and all that. But somehow along the lines, I didn't quite continue following along with the industry, so I know very little about about the current Bollywood.
So we'll see.
Maybe you can help me.
No, absolutely. We will love to help you out.
All right. So I apologize for all the Indian Bollywood fans right now. I'm going to do the best I can.
No issues at all. Okay. All right. So rapid fire with Farhan Dhalla. The first question is, what is one quality in Deepika Padukone that you find really unique?
Her passion.
Her passion.
Her passion, absolutely.
Okay. Now, you must have seen a few of the actresses at IFA, so let me ask you this. Then an actress from Bollywood, apart from Deepika Padukone, that you would love to have a training session with. Is there any other actress that you'd love to train in Bollywood? You must have seen a lot of, like, say, Priyanka must be there must be other actresses.
Sure. You know, Priyanka Chopra, if you're watching right now and you need a trainer, perhaps I would love to work with you. Sure.
All right. Who, according to you, is the fittest actor or actress in Bollywood today?
Okay, if I get this wrong, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm going to say Deepika Padukone.
That's a safe answer. You must have seen Salman Khan, you must have seen Hrithik Roshan over there.
Yes,
you must have seen
absolutely.
Shahid Kapoor and Farhan Akhtar and a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So do you feel any of them that you found that they have, Ranveer Singh was there as well. Do you feel that from any of them, if you have to choose anyone, that who, according to you, is the fittest?
Who I would train?
Who, according to you, is the fittest?
Who is the fittest? Wow. Okay, that's a tough one. So there's a few. You know what? I have to say, Hrithik Roshan and Tiger Shroff. Their performances were insane. They were so impressive. I certainly, noticed that there was a lot of talent in Bollywood, and that was one of the things that, when I was there, I saw. It's just incredible, like the way they dance, their athleticism. So if I had to pick, it would be a toss-up between Hrithik Roshan and Tiger Shroff.
Fantastic. Now you've given a fantastic answer to us. Who do you think from Bollywood will master in following gym workouts? Ab roller.
Oh, the ab roller, like the ab exercise?
Yeah. Who do you think will be like really good at it?
Who would be really good at it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
From whatever you've seen at IFA.
From what I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Hrithik Roshan.
Hrithik Roshan?
I think so.
Okay. Alright. Alien squat. Who do you think from Bollywood will master in following gym workouts? Alien squat.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Amitabh Bachchan.
Amitabh Bachchan? Why do you say that?
Why not?
You're saying from his current avatar or what he was earlier?
Just from watching him, I think he would be great.
Okay, sit-ups. Sit-ups.
Sit-ups? Wow. Okay, so you're asking me a lot of ab questions here, aren't you? There's a lot of emphasis on abs in Bollywood, isn't there?
I think abs are important.
I think so too. Okay, so I saw a video of Shah Rukh Khan working out. I'm gonna say Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay, great. Chest exercise.
Chest exercise. Who would be good at chest exercise? I seem to be naming all the guys. Who did I see working out there? Okay, I'm gonna say Tiger Shroff.
Tiger Shroff. All right, triceps.
Oh. I'm gonna say Deepika. She has great triceps.
She has great triceps. All right.
Yeah, those photos don't lie.
Okay, according to you, who's the sexiest actress in Bollywood?
Who is the sexiest actress in Bollywood?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Deepika Padukone.
I'll say apart from Deepika Padukone because I know that is the safest answer that you'd give.
Gosh, there's so many to choose from. You're making this very difficult for me. I'm gonna say Shilpa Shetty.
Shilpa Shetty?
Yeah.
I think she is very sexy. That's true.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that's an interesting answer. All right. If not an actor, who would have made the best gym trainer? If not an actor, who would have made the best gym trainer in Bollywood? If you'd like to.
Who would have made the best gym trainer?
From whatever you've seen.
I would probably say Hrithik Roshan.
Hrithik Roshan?
Yeah, I think when I watched him perform, you could see that there was a very strong discipline behind him and an incredible focus. So I'm going to say Hrithik Roshan. If he's watching right now and he wants to train me, I will let him.
My God, that is a good one. All right. Akshay Kumar, Vidyut Jamwal, Tiger Shroff, Hrithik Roshan, John Abraham, Salman Khan. Who has the best physique in Bollywood?
Ooh, that's a very subjective question. If I had to pick, I would say John Abraham.
John Abraham, you feel is the best?
Yeah.
Okay, Deepika, Anushka, Pariniti, Kareena, Katrina. Who has the best physique in Bollywood?
Deepika, of course. I contributed to that physique, so.
No, I'm sure. Absolutely. In fact, I shouldn't have had Deepika in that list actually. Farhan, would you like to share some of your thoughts in terms of fitness and what is the importance of diet and how much do you train? For how many hours do you train personally as far as you are concerned? You have a tremendous body yourself and that you'd like to share with our audience.
Yeah, I think the one thing that people discount or don't give enough attention to is their spirit. And in my training programs with myself and with my clients and with Deepika, I really believe in the concept that we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And so as part of the program, I help people connect their bodies to their spirit and then tap into the wisdom of what's there to help set intentions. And from those intentions, we really create the program. So I made Deepika and all my clients part of the process. And so if I could offer one piece of advice is that if anyone is really feeling lost or confused about what it is that their body needs, that there is an intuitive wisdom that's always there, that's available to them, that they just have to be able to tap into, and it will always guide you.
Okay, and what is your fitness regimen like? What is it that you do yourself for your fitness?
So primarily I train with weights about 6 times a week, and my workout time is generally about an hour and a half to sometimes 2 hours. And then my diet is very regimented. I eat about 6 meals a day. Each meal is about 20 to 30 grams of protein and a healthy carbohydrate and a healthy fat. Most of my protein sources come from chicken, eggs, tuna, fish, whey protein. And most of my carbohydrate sources come from steel-cut oatmeal, sweet potato, brown rice, and the occasional brown bread. And most of my healthy fats come from coconut oil, avocados, and almond butter. And generally I find that if I make meals with good combinations of healthy fats, healthy carbohydrates, and lean proteins, that I'm able to progress in the gym, support what it is that I'm doing in the gym, and get good results.
Okay, and do you feel that at times the entire overemphasis on dieting, which is like mindless dieting, people stop eating certain sort of foods, like people just cut off sugar, for example, completely from their diet, or they cut off fat completely from their diet. They feel that they should not have any oil whatsoever, without realizing that it can do more harm to their body than doing good. Would you like to say something to people about these aspects?
I will say this. I honestly believe that if you eat with a healthy diet and a sensible diet, that you shouldn't have to eliminate certain foods. So for example, like I'll indulge every now and then. I'll have a cookie here and there. But if 80 to 90% of the time that you're eating healthy, you should be okay in indulging. The thing is, you get to a point where you have to decide, is my body getting enough food? And if I'm continuing to eat or overeat, then it's not my body that I'm feeding, it's some negative emotion. And I always tell people, you're either feeding your body or you're feeding your wounds. And you have to be able to discern. So I wouldn't say to people, choose to diet, but lead a healthy lifestyle. And again, your body's wisdom will always let you know whether you're eating something from a positive emotion or you're eating something from a negative emotion. And we've all been there when we're feeling down and we've gravitated towards a food that may not be, healthy. But if you're stuck and you continue to do so, you'll end up falling into negative patterns. So be very aware of the fact that what emotion is it that's driving you to eat what particular food, and you'll learn a lot from that.
So what is your usual day like? When do you wake up, and when is it that you sleep, and what all do you do during the course of the day?
My usual day, typically I wake up at around 8:30, and I start with a morning meditation. Then I'll proceed to breakfast. For me, breakfast is about 6 eggs and steel-cut oatmeal. And then, depending on what clients I'm seeing, what time of day, it really varies and fluctuates. But one thing that I try to do is I meal plan for the week. So Sundays I'll cook, or Mondays I'll cook 3 or 4 meals for the week, so that I'm all prepped. So if I'm on the road, I have meals ready for me. But I usually evaluate week to week to see what my schedule is like. And then I make sure that I just plan ahead so that I make sure that I'm getting the meals.
How much sleep is important for you?
Usually by now I'm in bed for then. It's like 11:20 here, and I like to start winding things down at 10:30. By 11, I'm usually in my bed. So if I didn't sound very coherent, it's probably because I'm feeling a little sleepy right now.
So you say that approximately 8 to 9 hours of sleep you take every day?
I try to, yes. Yeah.
8 to 9, you're saying?
For me, especially. I mean, everybody's different. I know people that sleep 4 hours, and some people that sleep maybe 8 or 9. But for me, typically, if I've had 9, then my day is going pretty good.
9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, for me.
Great. And
you got to remember, I'm pretty active all day, right?
Right.
So not only am I training myself, but I'm with other clients, and there's always some form of physical exertion involved. So I try to make sure that I get enough rest, absolutely.
And what is the importance of relaxation in terms of when you're not training or you're not doing anything? How do you relax?
Usually involves spending time with my friends. That's what I like to do. But if it's me alone, I've got some adult coloring books, and I like to do that. Or I will head by the beach in the summertime. I love to spend time by the water. When the weather is also nice, I like to sit on a patio. It's usually weather dependent, but reading is another pastime that I really like to do.
What do you like to read?
I like to read a lot of books about mind, body, spirit. I love to read books about angels. I love to read books about the afterlife. I love to read books that give me tools that assist me in processing wherever it is that I am or whatever it is that I want to learn in my life. So books like The Four Agreements is one of my favorites. Okay,
and apart from that, can we see you writing a book as well? Would you like to do something of that sort?
Yeah, I've scribbled a few things down, and hopefully it will transpire to a book one day, but I haven't taken the time to write recently, to be honest, but it's definitely in the works.
Definitely in the works. All right.
So I will certainly let you know when the book comes out, though.
No, I think you should actually, because that's something that I think a lot of people will be interested in just finding out and knowing how you've trained.
My mission, I feel, in life is really to bridge the gap between fitness and spirituality, because I really feel there's a disconnect there. And so the types of things that I'm writing about right now are really that when we walk into a gym, we don't hang our spirit in our locker. It's always a part of us. So why not capitalize and utilize that information to impact our lives, not just outside of the gym, but in the gym. So I'm really tying all those concepts together to formulate what I'm hopefully calling my book.
Fantastic. So Farhan, it was lovely talking to you, and thank you very much for finding time for us, and it was wonderful interacting.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And looking forward to many more, I think, in fact, we hope that you train many more Bollywood celebrities so that we can just keep on inviting you. And we would love to have you in Mumbai. Whenever you're in Mumbai, we'd love to have you in Mumbai. So
I will definitely let you know if I'm in Mumbai.
You're always invited for that. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama. Thanks a lot.
And likewise, if you ever come to Toronto, please look me up.
Sure, I'll surely let you know. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.